Hello Aquarius, how are you? Welcome to your love reading for May 2017. Let's go ahead and just get started. I've actually had to restart this reading 3 separate times. Mercury retrograde kicked my butt this month, and I cannot even tell you, I'm not even surprised. Battery ran out, memory card not writing fast enough, all just with you guys. So hopefully this will be the last time and I could work, but I don't like to start in the middle of the reading. So I just like to start fresh every time. Okay, Aquarius, here we go. More love energies for May. 3 of coins. Enchantress of coins. Eight of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay, 3 of Coins in the center is great. All right, there is progress, there is motion, there is productivity, there is movement. Oops, sorry, let me move this back a little bit, maybe if I can. There, I've had to move my camera several times already. So, I mean, 3 of Coins is really positive. It does indicate new cycles. It does indicate, you know, beginning, middle, end. So wherever you're at in your cycle, my guess is you're at the ending of some kind. Just know that it wasn't for nothing, okay? If you had an argument with someone, been dating inappropriate people, when I say inappropriate, not necessarily bad people, but just people that just don't, you know, really match or align with your ideals and your interests in life. You know, sometimes we do go through periods, if you're single, we do go through periods sometimes where you're just dating for the sake of dating because you're so hopeful that something is going to work out at some point, or not, or you just enjoy being single, and that's fine, but it just kind of gets exhausting after a while, especially if you're just really not connecting with someone. It's really that connection that we share, and whether you want to move that into a full-term, long commitment, that, you know, that depends on each individual. But wherever you are, you have been through a lot, and there have been a lot of changes. You are in this position of really truly manifesting things into your life. I'm getting this Enchantress of Coins, and she's quite lovely with her ability to manifest and to bring things to her. Now, you've gone through some, I don't really know exactly what you've gone through. Oh, we don't, oh, we have one reversal. I was going to say, we don't have any reversals, but we do have one. And I know you're manifesting, or what you're trying to manifest is really everything, as kind of maybe strange as that may sound, or as much of a blanket statement as that might sound, to have the 10 of Coins. 10 of Coins is really everything. It's love, it's comfort, it's financial success, it is joy and stability, you know, and predictability as well. Predictability as well as novelty as well, you know, having the means to go out and experience new things, and, you know, feeding that creative, beautiful Aquarian spirit, you know, that so longs to adventure and to go and learn and do all these beautiful things. And it seems to be like there's a stick in the mud. So whether this is your partner, or whether this is, you know, again, representative of maybe people that you have been dating, there is an energy or a vibe around you of maybe even control. And an Emperor reversed doesn't necessarily like to have partners that are out there and going and doing and experiencing and learning new things and, you know, expanding their horizons. Emperor reverse likes to reel that spirit in, and it can be quite negative. So if you do have a negative situation in your life, a negative person in your life, I feel that there's going to come some acknowledgement of that, because you have the Ace of Swords. I say Queen because it is the card of a card with the image of Cleopatra, and she's very intense, you know, and she's very sure. Right? Cleopatra doesn't second guess herself. She She knows. And there will come some form of opportunity. Devotee of Wands, kind of like the Page of Wands. I often see Page of Wands as being some communication. Now, the Page of Wands is the guard in this particular deck, and so I read it differently than I normally do. Right now, that door is closed, and the Page is really the one that has the power to open it. Now, the Page could be this other person, or these other people, or the Page could be you. It really depends on who's willing to let the guard down first, and who's willing to open the doors of communication first. Wands does speak to communication, it does speak to opportunity, and it does speak to like chances, taking a chance. This is not someone that likes to take a chance. This is not someone that likes to incorporate novelty into their life. What I mean by novelty is, you know, like we can do the same thing every day and we can have our routine, but as human beings, we do essentially become we do essentially become unhappy during those routines, right? We both simultaneously need sustainability and predictability, and adventure and novelty and fun and things that are different. Like we really, really need both. You are trying to manifest this idea of everything. And this is someone that has no interest in manifesting anything and keeping things the way they are. Okay? And here you are really trying to leverage. Here you are really trying to push forward and to make something new. Now, for some of you who are single, if you want a relationship, it really is about removing this negative energy or this stick in the mud energy that really just doesn't understand you, and going out and freeing that spirit, right? And being yourself and having the opportunity to spread your wings and fly, if I can be so cheesy. But essentially, I think that's what you need. And that's what you're trying to do. Now, if you are in a marriage, if you're in a long-term committed relationship, obviously you can't, you know, you're not interested in just leaving your partner high and dry to go and do your dreams, right? It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not how real life works. So how can you incorporate your partner into these dreams? And how can you incorporate this person and this energy in a positive way? I'm seeing a lot of positivity and a lot of optimism despite a lot of roadblocks that you may be having. Now, the fact of the matter is, to have the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords, essentially there are illusions that are shattering, right? You're no longer living in this idea that everything is perfect, or this idea that you know, not saying that you really were, because I know we've all had this really hard set of few months, really since like January. It's been super hard. And again, Ten of Swords is a long-standing energy. It takes a long time to get to a Ten of Swords, and it takes a long time to get from a 10 to a 1. So you're really at that pivot moment, that pivot point where you can transition from a 10 to a 1. 1 being clarity, 1 being understanding, and accepting reality, right? And I've said this to 4 or 5 different signs now. The universe is smacking us in the face, and it is forcing us to look in the mirror and accept reality for what it is. Now, reality is open to interpretation for you, right? In regards to your life and your relationship, yeah, or relationship status. I think there's a significant fear that you're never going to be able to see your way out. Okay, and there's a significant fear that sharing this desire to go and create and to be this great thing, and even if you are communicating, because 3 of Coins is a card of communication and collaboration, and it is existing and it is connecting your 2 energies here. And the communication that this open dialogue that you're having, I feel like it's kind of landing on some deaf ears. Now, again, if you're single and you don't have a partner, this isn't going to speak to you in that it is just your partner or one person, right? It's kind of like you finding someone out there in the dating pool that is going to be willing to kind of live your life a little bit. And I do feel like you are wanting someone to hitch their ride to you rather than you hitching your ride to them. And that's not forever, it's just kind of a temporary energy, you know. We all kind of have this ebb and flow of it really needs to be about me, and then we switch to let's make it all about you, and let's find a balance. You know, it's always kind of shifting and moving, and right now I think it really needs to be a little bit more about you. You need that in your life because they're not really moving and they're not really doing anything. So you're the one that wants to move. You're the one that's going to need someone to hitch their ride to your wagon and really come with you. And some of you may experience like someone saying no, you know? You may experience someone saying no because we have the Eight of Swords and it kind of puts you in a little bit of a bind. You have an inability to move because likely if you're in a relationship, you don't want to lose your partner. Also, if you're wanting a relationship, you don't want to lose the chance of having a connection or having a relationship with someone because maybe you feel something real, right? So you're kind of in this between a rock and a hard place. The fact of the matter is this understanding, this Ace of Swords will give you a sharper mind, and I'm speaking to an air quality, an air energy, and this is the Ace of Air, right? So it's something that you understand, clarity of mind. The Chariot, I feel, I read this in a book recently and I'm loving this definition, so I'm going to apply it because I don't always apply it, but I'm going to apply it in this particular instance. The Chariot is kind of our private worlds. Whether you're in a relationship or not, we all have this private self. We all have this private, you know, as much as we talk or as much as we want to talk, it's almost as though there really are no words. Like the dictionary is not big enough to really express some of the things that we're feeling, right? Because once you assign a definition to it, then it just becomes that thing, but it doesn't really give it justice, what you're feeling. There is an element of privateness. Like I feel like you're reaching out to your partner, you're reaching out to potential partners, and you're being like, hey, I've got a lot going on, I really am trying to do this, and I have these goals in mind. And, you know, I'm not really going to derail my plans for anyone, and I'm really looking for someone to come with me, or will you come with me? I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be by my side. Whether they will or not is yet to be determined. My guess is they'll be kind of stubborn about it or give you a hard time about it, or maybe even project guilt onto you for some reason, or they may, you know, like I don't think they're going to have the best reaction or the best attitude towards it, and they're going to put it, like, kind of dampen things a little bit. But it may be good. I don't know. Let's go ahead and pull more cards, because sometimes we do have Mars in Gemini right now, which means we're all trying to go and accomplish and do all these things and go, 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 go. And we just had Venus enter Aries as well, so we do have this like really sparky spirit and this fire, like aggression towards stuff. So maybe their stick in the mud attitude is can be not for all of you, but for some of you, maybe it really can be like a, what's the word, like kind of to help you tone it down a little bit, or help you, you'll probably get frustrated and probably see it like they're trying to put a dampener on your dreams. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're really just trying to get you to be more realistic, which can be annoying sometimes. Sometimes it's good as well. It's best if you can to not get annoyed with this person, because if you get annoyed with this person, it might cause tension and trouble. And if they say something that really hits a nerve, it's important for you to ask yourself why. Why did this hit a nerve? Why am I feeling agitated and annoyed? Because sometimes there may be some truth to it. They may be the ones that bring some enlightenment to you. And like I said, you probably won't like it so much, but Now, it could go either way. Maybe not. Maybe they're just a stick in the mud and that's it, you know. 8 of Wands. There's definitely some blockage with communication. There are roadblocks in terms of like if you have any travel plans, likely not to happen right now. If you have this anxiousness, now remember the Enchantress of Coins is that, you know, manifestation energy where she beckons to the universe and things come to her. And you are trying to beckon everything to you, right? Well, 8 of Wands is the universe being like, nope. So I think you've got a person and the universe kind of sort of stunting your growth. But you are optimistic, weirdly optimistic, because right now no one's really feeling super optimistic. So you have that going for you, and that's good. Please don't lose that. That's something special that a lot of people aren't experiencing right now. So your optimism and your ability to really leverage what you have done or what you have gone through in the recent past into your near recent future will behoove you in ways later on. But right now you probably won't see the effects of those things right away. See, Ace of Coins. See, the Queen of Coins beckons unto her the Ace of Coins. So you will reap some benefit. There will be some reward for you. So don't stress out. Don't freak out if you are feeling like things aren't coming. They may come in bits and pieces. They may come slowly, and they may come annoyingly slow, but they are coming nonetheless. And the 4 of Swords. That is an element of rest. 5 of Coins. Like, I think that there might be lack of communication from this person. And it's almost as though, like I said, you're kind of playing a game of chicken, and neither of you is really giving. And so you're kind of isolating and putting emotional distance between the two of you. If you're totally single, this is just you not being on the same page as anybody, making you feel isolated, making you feel alone, okay? So it really can go both ways. But you're all likely to experience this little like twinge of like, hey, what about me? What about me, and what about my dreams, and what about what I want, you know? And if you're in a relationship, this Emperor quality, it's competitive, it's superficial, and they may be superficial. Like for them, they could be looking at you and being like, what is this person doing? You know, they're behaving so crazy, you know, they're so immature. You know, they're probably not going to be in the nicest place, and they may say something that is true. Like I said, it may strike a nerve and it may affect you, and there may be truth to it. They may be right, but I think the manner at which they're going to go about doing it is not the nicest, and just kind of is what it is, you know what I mean? And they've kind of got their own little personal agenda happening. Hero of Wands reversed. I feel like that's the same energy. The Emperor reverse, Hero of Wands, because they're both indicative of fire. Now you guys may be dealing with a fire energy, and you guys have fire and air, which are really explosive, right? Really explosive. So when you're getting along so well. When you're not getting along, it's like implosion kind of thing. So you may have a little bit of extremes in your connections or extremes in your relationships, which means if you're single and you don't have a relationship right now, this person could do something to piss you off, or these people could do something to really irritate you, and you could just really just like, I'm done, and just kind of, you know, kind of ultimatum yourself temporarily and say, I'm not dating anyone anymore because no one's really on board with me, you know. And there will be a little bit of selfishness, and that's perfectly fine. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think if anything, you're the one that has something going for you over the next month or so. You're the one that's craving movement and motion, but somehow, somewhere, some way, there's going to be a little bit, just a little bit, right? I'm not saying that all your relationships are going to be, you know, I don't see separation. I don't see huge dramatic energies right now. Actually, I'm ending this really on a positive note with the sun on top of the Ten of Swords. So whatever darkness and sadness, this sun, look how peaceful, sleeping, rest, peaceful rest. You know, maybe this person really will bring things to light, and you're just going to be like, okay, then I just need to just calm down. You know, I don't necessarily see you stopping doing what you're doing, but in terms of pushing things through and trying to make things happen, and it's almost like forcing things to happen, right? Again, it's that really intense beckoning energy and having your hands up and saying, okay, universe, please give me and bring me everything that I want. You may get some of it, you really, really may, but it's going to be small, it's going to be bits and pieces, right? But you'll still get there, and I don't think that if you do act and you do make some major decisions, I don't think it's going to be detrimental to anything or to your agenda, but it may just create distance between you and your partner or potential or people that you're dating. Like, some of you may have this really ferocious, like, oh, I need to break free from this. Because if you are dealing with one specific person, okay, and again, the Emperor and the Hero of Wands, I mean, these are, when a fire quality is in reverse, it's hard. So I'll turn these right side up so you can see them. It's hard because they are passionately and vehemently opposed, you know, and they're not afraid of the confrontation. They're not afraid to say what they're thinking. They're not afraid to dictate, you know, and like there's likely to be a little bit of them telling you what to do, and you're going to be like, don't tell me what to do. I can do what I want, and you're going to kind of break free, almost sort of out of rebellion, I think. Out of rebellion, you're going to like just go. But at the end of the day, there is peace for you, and there is beautiful messages coming to you. So in spite of the tension, there are still good things coming. So you may not really appreciate what's coming to you because it's so clouded by the tension between you and other people. Now, if you're not in a relationship, this can also, I'm really leaning toward a family member or a boss or something like that, because a family member can have this type of influence or have this type of effect on us very easily. So, you know, it really depends on your situation. The Three of Wands, though, I love the red. I don't know why the reds in this deck always stand out to me, because there's red on cards that I wouldn't normally associate with passion and love and those types of energies, and anger, and, you know, passion can also be angry passion, you know. But it is, in the Three of Wands, it is a wand energy, so it makes sense that there is this really deep inner drive for us to charge forward and to leave what's familiar behind us and to move forward. And because you've had a little bit of a stifling with the Eight of Swords there, sorry, I'm trying to fix the glare, with the Eight of Swords there, you are trying to break free, you are trying to understand. I think that the shattering of the illusions, right? If you have been living in any sort of fantasy world or fantasy life kind of thing, that you will be forced to kind of face that this month. And unfortunately, it may be someone shoving it in your face a little bit. It may make you angry, but really take it for what it is and don't take it personally. I don't specifically think this person is trying to hurt you. I don't think they're trying to push your buttons. They may be doing just that, but they're not. It's not with that intent. Remember that they're going through their own life. They're going through their own issues and their own problems. And this idea of like private worlds, it's not just you. We all have our own private process of what of how we're dealing and how we're coping with what's going on around us. So it's not just you that has this secret private world, it's your partner as well, it's the people that you're dating, and it's your crush, and it's everyone around you. So it's important for you to remember that they are coming from a place, whatever that place may be. They're coming from a place, you're coming from a different place. Somehow you're kind of clashing in the middle, but it's okay because you don't really intend harm on that person and they don't intend harm to you. It's with good intentions, but I think it just might come out a little bit the wrong way, and just be careful. You know, it's important for you to remain objective. It's important for you to reevaluate this idea of manifesting everything and having everything, you know, having your cake and eating it too. You know, because I think some of us might be taking that idea a little bit overboard, so it's important for us to scale it back as much as we can, okay? So, technology worked, hopefully, yep, okay, we're good, technology's good, okay. All right, I will let you go with that. Thank you so much for being here, I really appreciate it, and I will see you next month. All right, thanks, bye.